Hello everyone, welcome to this week's tarot tutorial. So in this week's tutorial, we're going to be looking at the court cards for the suit of swords. So we've done some other suits before, depending upon where you are in this class, but we're going to cover the king, the queen, the knight, and the page. Those are the four cards that make up any suit, and there's four suits in the tarot. There's 78 cards total, and the first 22 are the major arcana, so this is part of the minor arcana. So swords in general have to do, because each suit corresponds to an element, has to correspond to the element of air, and also air astrological signs, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius like me. So we've talked about before how the king and the queen really embody what the suit stands for. And it has to stand for intellect, intelligence, being able to analyze. And if you notice their swords, they are both holding a sword here. And the swords are double-edged, meaning they're fair, they're balanced, they're just. There's a certain amount of harmony to them when they're at their best. Because when they're at their best, they're wonderful. These are very intelligent people. When they're not at their best, say if you get them reversed, or if you do the Celtic cross like I do, the second card is usually like the obstacle card. It would mean that the person is either overthinking, overanalyzing. They could be a daydreamer, just be in their head, or they could be very cold and cruel. Okay? So when they're at their best, they are wonderful, they are fair, they are just. So if you're looking at, well, who is Mr. or Miss Right going to be? Or what should I think about my friend? How about my friend's temperament? Where's my friend's mind at? This would say a lot. If this also comes up with anything to do with legality, that would make sense too, because they're holding the sword of truth and justice. Swords also, for those of you who are into chakras, do correspond to the throat chakra and have to do with speaking your truth, being honest, being forthright, being genuine, authentic, standing in your power. Okay. So, very good cards. In general, these people are just, they're articulate, they're ethical. It's, mostly good, but they can be forthright, rather witty. These people can be charming, but when they're not at their best, they can also be cold and aloof. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the knights, and for those of you who are just new to this, I'm using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And I should also add Smith, right? Because we always forget Pamela Smith, who did all the illustrations. We just always talk about Rider and Waite. And so when we look at this, look at the horse's hooves. Whenever you see a knight card, there's 4 knight cards because there's 4 suits. Whenever you look at a knight card, look at the hooves on the horse. This horse is moving fast. There is speed. There is action. So if you're looking at something in terms of timing, in general, swords are a faster moving suit of cards, first of all. And in particular, this is one of the fastest, I would put this right up there with the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. These are fast moving cards, okay? This could be an indication that you do need to, take some action, be direct, be authoritative, take the lead, do something. This is a card telling you to do something, or something is about to happen, okay? And like we talked about before, kings and queens have to do with maturity, people that are older, but of course, like we've said before, what was older back in 1500s Italy is not older today. Normally we would say like 40 plus, but people are living a lot longer. So what I would say with the knights, it would be the older teens and 20s anyways. If you're looking at, what age is this person that I'm inquiring about, it can have something to do with that. Okay. And then Page of Swords. And we've talked about what the page's functions are. What pages used to do is they would go to the king or the queen with a message, right? Don't shoot the messenger. And so when you get a page, that you are getting some sort of message, okay? Now, he is holding that sword of truth, double-edged, fair and just, ethical and balanced, and he's holding it upright. Okay, so you're getting some kind of news that could be legal. First of all, this, for me personally, this is one of my cards for a legal battle. But this is also saying be truthful, be honest, use your mind, be just, have fortitude, you know, that sort of thing. But it's also about striking it out on your own. Like, look at this. He's all on his own. He's strong. He's tough. He is ready to go on his own adventures, you know, but it can definitely mean legal battles. But in general, you know, swords are people that are very good with reading, writing, you know, public speaking, authors, writing music even, you know, anything like that. Anything, also too, you know, let's not forget things like computer programmers, web designers, you know, that would fall into this category. Anything where you really have to use your intellect. And I have seen it too where, because I know sometimes people might say this would be pentacles, but I've definitely seen it where people are working more with numbers or with science and they come up with swords. So because, you know, the thing with swords is it is kind of black and white, right? There is a sort of black and whiteness to it. But like I said before, if you start getting these cards upside down, you're overthinking, you're overanalyzing, you're being too cold. You're not being fair. You're not being just. You're not being ethical. Okay. So let me know what you think of this class. I'm going to continue this. The next one, if you're doing this in order, will be the cups, which is very different, as you're about to see, than the swords. We have already done the wands, which is very passionate and fiery. So let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Bye, everyone.